Hello, good day, everyone. I'm good news from the King's Farm and Industry. Today, I want to quickly have a little chat with you guys, most especially those of you who are willing to take Snail Farm as a business. On social media platforms right now, we have uh, different consultants who are saying all sorts of things. It's good you know that we only preach what we practice and what we are doing currently in our farms. First of all, I want you to know that snail farm is a good and is a lucrative business. But we are not assuring you of making millions. If even if you invest millions without observing some steps. I repeat, we are not assuring you of making millions, whether now or next 10 years. If you Even if you invest millions without observing some steps. Like there are major keys that leads to success in snail farming. One of which we have housing system, we have feeding, we have species, and then we have management. Feeding today is what we'll be discussing on. A lot of persons have said a lot of things. Feed your snails with this, feed your snails with that. Snails accept anything. Snail feed on human waste. Snail feed on animal waste. Snail feed on leftover. Snail feed on this. Snail feeds on that. And many who have subscribed to this idea have ended up in nothing but high mortality. In snail farm today, we hear all sorts of things and people are doing anyhow, anything the way they like. I want you to know that snail farming is not different from any other livestock. Know it now. When you give wrong feed, you get wrong result. Greed has almost taken over our hearts that we don't want to spend money in the production, but we need bigger profit. Yeah. Please, if you are willing to take snail farming as a business or see it in a business angle, you will make good profit. But you will need to invest in the construction, housing system. You will need to invest in feeding. Then you will need to invest in management and labor. Don't just feed your snails with anything you see in the name of you are cutting costs. Yeah, please. In our farm, the additional feed we provide, apart from the crops planted in our greenhouse, is purely concentrate. Yeah, purely concentrate. Why? We have access to market where we can get leftover feed. How come, fruits and vegetables without paying? But how come we based our feeding on purely on concentrate alone? I'll tell you. Crop farmers of today in Nigeria are one of the most dangerous set of persons, of people now that they are even more dangerous than bandits. Go to intensive care units. In the hospitals, you discover that the youths now have more cancer than even the old. Even the old. All times to crop farmers. They don't clear anymore. They don't make use of herbicides. They don't do anything anymore. They make use of herbicide, pesticide, and fertilizers. These chemicals doesn't leave the soil. And what the soil have is what it will give to the plant. These chemicals are traceable in in the vegetables and fruits in the open market. Just recently, I discovered that watermelon that is best food for snail is now highly toxic to them because the herbicide and pesticide is traceable in them. You get me? After setting up your greenhouse, have a crop farm close to you where you harvest vegetables and fruits for your snails. When we set up a greenhouse for our students, after stocking, we'll take them to the nearest feed mill and give them our own feed formula our own feed formula. So they will be formulating their own feed for snails by themselves to cut down the cost of feed for getting concentrate or formulated feed, so they can be feeding their snails with formulated feed at a lower cost instead of buying from us. Please, if you can, if buy concentrate, or if you can formulate your own feed, look for any feed mill close to you, formulate and be feeding your snails with it. It comes with balanced nutrients if you have the right formula. So it will help your snails to grow fast, accumulate more good weight, and then encourage egg laying. You get me now? But please avoid formulating the wrong, using the wrong formula to formulate your feed, because if the protein is too much, it's going to lead to bloating. If the carbohydrate is too much, it's going to dissolve the snail slime. Know this. If you cannot lay your hands on good formula, please buy snail feed from those that sells. For those of you who don't know how